Hey guys, Mad Theories here. Now I know everybody was wondering like, yo, where this boy had been at? Like where he at? Like where's my content? Where's my stuff? But it's alright. I'm just back, thinking. But yeah. What would have happened if Naruto and Sasuke switched roles? Now I know a couple of YouTubers already did this already. Like, yeah, what if they switch roles and whatnot? But it's like, I don't mean by like switching roles. Like, okay, Sasuke was Naruto. No. What I mean by they actually switching roles, now everything is still the same. Naruto has the tail beast, and Sasuke's like family and everybody was still murdered. But if anybody remembers, when Naruto was a child, everybody in the village hated him. It was like, oh well, you have this tail beast inside of you, and you're the reason why everybody died. People was missing, but again, it wasn't really his fault. It was really like the tail beast's fault. And the problem with this is why I said the whole thing was so messed up, because Sarutobi never said anything. A lot of people did not tell Naruto nothing. Like, well, listen, your father was the fourth Hokage. You had this poor boy, like I said before in my other video, you had this poor boy running around like, he never knew like who was his parents. And then that's when Sarutobi was like, I don't know. Kakashi, he was just like, hey, it's whatever. And nobody told him nothing until he had to figure it out on his own. So personally, this theory would have made more sense, because it's like, okay, Naruto, nobody told Naruto nothing. Naruto would have been asking like, yo, where's my parents at? What's going on and stuff. Next thing you know, he probably would have been really pissed off and been like, alright, screw this village, screw this. It's like, nobody's not telling me anything. I feel hated and I feel abandoned. Everybody just wants me dead and whatnot. So I think Naruto probably would have been like, okay, screw this. He probably would have left the village. Aruka probably would have been looking for him. He would have been like that one person, not one kid, but one person who would have been looking for. I mean, even though in the little past story, he was like, he somewhat hated Naruto, but then he saw him as like of a little brother and whatnot. But I would have said that in this theory, like he would have been like, I flat out despise, I hate this dude. Like he just been like, yo, you dead to me. Like I don't want no part of you and stuff. Which would have drove Naruto would have left the village. Naruto would have been so hurt and abandoned and whatnot. And to the only one person that would have found Naruto would have been Orochimaru. Cause it's like, come on, you can't now. Like, come on, like Orochimaru would have been like, okay. He would have been telling him all sorts of stuff. Now I felt that Orochimaru probably would have told him the truth. He probably would have told him the truth, but he would have manipulated it. He would have manipulated the truth and would have been like, I was like you. I was abandoned. Like, you see my skin, you see my whole flesh. And then, Naruto would have gave him like some sort of name, like probably like maybe Pervy Snake. Yeah, like probably like Pervy Snake or something. Or Creepy Snake or whatever. He probably would have gave him like a little name and whatnot. And Orochimaru would have gotten like a little fond of him. And then it would have been like the Sound Ninja 8. It would have been them. It would have been, I think, what was his name? Not Danzo. I think it was Danzo. I can't remember his name, but it was them, like the Sound Ninja 8 ninjas and stuff. It would have been them. Naruto would have been in that type of a bunch and whatnot. And for Sasuke, I'm gonna come back to Naruto, but for Sasuke, I felt that Sasuke's character would have been more strong. Because due to the fact that his village and everybody, like, Itachi killed them all and whatnot, I felt like he would have been more scared. He would have been strong, but he would have been more scared to be like, having like, he would have had like PTSD, he would have had all types of stuff. So it would have been like, he would have been like that type of guy to rely on his teammates and to rely more on his comrades rather than to just like, be cold and try to like, push them away. Like, I want to do everything on my own just to get revenge. Like, he would have been the one seeking guidance and more help. And then that's when, Sakura would have been there. Kakashi and whoever else would have filled Naruto's gap of Team 7. You know, that person would have been there. I probably would have said Sai. Sai probably would have been there first if Danzo didn't keep him as his little secret project or whatever. But I felt Sai would have been there. Sai would have been there because it would have made sense because Sai would have been keeping tabs on Sasuke to be like, you know, even though your village has been wiped out, you know, I'm gonna still keep tabs on you because if anything slips up, I probably would be the one to kill you. Even though Danzo still was playing in the shadows, like, you know, even after the whole peacemaking, he still had a dude to be like, yo, I'm gonna give out the word, yo, you gonna kill Sasuke, son. I don't care about this peace nonsense, yo, you gonna take him out. You know, it still was messed up, but Sai would have been on Team 7. Sai would have been on Team 7, and after for a while, that's when it would have been like it would have been Sasuke, Sakura, and Sai all together and stuff. And then going back to Naruto would have been with Orochimaru. And like I said, Orochimaru would have been twisting his future. He would have been telling him all types of stuff. And then eventually it would have led to him, he would have taught him some stuff because if you keep in mind, Orochimaru obviously still needed a body. So he was like, you know, Naruto's body might suit me well, and due to the fact that he has like the nine-tailed fox, win-win, you know? He has the beast, he has like the tailed beast, and his body, and somewhat of a limited resource of chakra, plus his own. So yeah, you know, Orochimaru kind of would have been, he probably would have been good for a bit, but before I even get to that, Naruto himself, you know, like I said before, like Orochimaru would have been teaching him, telling him some stuff, and would have been like, okay, this is how this works, and then Kabuto would have been there. So I felt that he would have been like building him up slow. He would have been building him up slow because he knew that the Akatsuki probably would have been looking for him, but he would have never gave him up and whatnot. He would have been like, you know, keeping him under radar, you know, keeping him on the radar. And then he would have had like obviously like the Sound Ninja 4, like they would have been like his friends. And 2, I would have said into probably maybe Naruto probably would have showed up in the tuning exams, but he probably would have been with them or whatnot. Then they were like, yo, wait, that's Naruto? Like, wait, but with Naruto. He was like, nah, I ain't with y'all no more. Screw y'all, I ain't with y'all and stuff. And everybody would have been like, you know, what's going on? Like, oh, we found Naruto. Naruto is with this guy and whatever. Then, you know, Naruto, he would have been dark, you know. He would have been dark. And Orochimaru's teachings, because Orochimaru would have been slick. So in order for him to keep like the whole nine-tail and wraps, he probably would have gave Naruto a curse mark. I felt that he probably would have gave him a curse mark and been like, oh, you know, you don't really need this power because Orochimaru doesn't really, well, he did put on a seal. He did put on a seal to like mess up the formula chakra seal, like the seal that was on his stomach. He did kind of like mess with it. So Naruto had like a little bit of a trouble trying to like control chakra because his flow was kind of like messed up due to the fact that Orochimaru put like a double sealing on the formula seal that was already placed there. So I felt that he would have gave him the curse mark. He was like, okay, in order for him to prevent the Nine-Tails, because I felt that Orochimaru wouldn't know any possible means to stop the Nine-Tails, probably just to slow it down, but not to like fully stop it. So he would have been like, okay, here's some curse mark. He probably would have gave Naruto some curse mark, trained him, built him up real nice and real slow and whatnot. Now, the whole thing with his fight with Sasuke, I felt that he probably still would have had like some sort of interest with Sasuke due to the fact that he couldn't have Itachi's body. I felt he still would have had like some sort of personal interest. So hell, I say even for the fun of it, he would have gave him like some sort of a curse mark, because he would have been keeping his options open, because due to the fact that if the Akatsuki was still looking for Naruto, he probably would have been like, well, if I can't take Naruto's body, there's always Sasuke's body. So it still would have been interesting to see like Naruto being a dark horse and he's still working with Orochimaru, and Orochimaru's like, oh, I need you to do this, oh, I need you to do that, and one night he's trying to train him He's training him though. He's not leaving him in the dark. Like he's training him, new jutsus, new everything. And then when Orochimaru's body would have been starting to like break down, obviously he would like asking him to do like all these random requests. And two, later on, I probably would have said Jiraiya would have showed up, and Jiraiya would have been like, yo, I'm sorry I was late. Yo, what happened? They probably would have broke down the news like, Naruto, he left the village. And he would have been pissed because he was like, how y'all let this happen? How you let Naruto leave? And I was supposed to be, because due to the fact that Jiraiya is what? A grandfather, you could say? Grandfather, uncle, something like that. Because Jiraiya's family. So it's like, he probably would have, been pissed. He would have been pissed, like, who took him. And then obviously they would have told him, oh, Orochimaru has him. He would have been pissed off, like, yo, how you let this happen? How you let Orochimaru take him? And they would like, they would have said there's nothing that we could have do. But he would be like, you liars, because there was more that you could have done. Y'all all shun Naruto because he has the nine-tailed fox, and it wasn't really his fault and stuff. Certain events had to happen and whatnot. And then they would have been like, yeah, you're right, it's stuff. So he was like, I'm gonna try to find Naruto and bring him back home and whatnot. Then Jiraiya would have came up against Orochimaru or whatever to try to find Naruto. And then that's when Orochimaru would be like, y'all don't believe none of this stuff that this god been saying. He's also another one. He came to take you out and whatnot. It would have been kind of hard because Naruto still would have had like so much confliction, so much rage. Even though Naruto was smart, but he would have had so much confliction and rage. He would have believed everything that Orochimaru said due to the fact that Orochimaru would have been poisoning Naruto's mind for like years. He would have been poisoning his mind for years, and then he would have been like, okay, so this Jiraiya guy coming up out of nowhere and whatnot, trying to take you and whatnot. He like, I'm telling you, he evil, son. He evil. Don't believe anything that he said. And two, now if Jiraiya would have came off and started telling the truth, like, oh, I knew your dad and stuff, because that would have been the only way. Because even in the show, Jiraiya never told Naruto nothing. He never told him anything, so it's kind of crazy. Nobody told him nothing. Nobody told him nothing. So you had this poor kid who just running around believing anything. So it would have led to him telling him like, oh, I knew your father, I knew your moms, and stuff like that. And then maybe Naruto would have started to break a little, because he would have been like, you know nothing and blah 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 and stuff. And then Orochimaru was like, yeah, son, I told you, you don't know nothing. He's under my control and whatnot. And I'm telling you, it would have been interesting to see. And two, Naruto probably would have had like so much confliction. Then leading on to Shippuden, let's just say like, okay, leading on to Shippuden, Naruto's gaining like a little bit more stronger. He would have never learned Rasengan. He would have never learned Rasengan. That's just one thing. He probably would have never learned Rasengan. Because he still would have been using Curse Mark. Because again, like, Orochimaru would have been trying to like suppress his true potential's powers, because he would have been still trying to use him. So Naruto would have had he would have been what was Sasuke's name? Hebi? The Taka? I forgot. Like he would have been with that, and it would have been cool, because then Naruto would have been with Karin. He would have been with Jungo. He would have been with Suigetsu. He would have had his own little version. And I felt that it would have been cool to see Naruto with Karin. It would have been so interesting, because hey, two Uzumakis, two Uzumakis. It would have been so interesting to see and whatnot. But I felt like Naruto would have been learning. He would have tried to learn like some more jutsu, so it still would have been slightly the same. Like he would have learned how to like do summoning jutsu. I say that, like he probably would have learned how to do summoning jutsu and stuff, and he would have learned how to do like certain crazy types of jutsus, and I would have probably said maybe down the road he would have learned something not close to Rasengan, not something like Rasengan, but maybe a little bit close, that has something to do with his element and his nature. It would have been dark, but I think it would have been a little bit sick. And to Sasuke still would have been out for revenge. Don't get me wrong, Sasuke still would have been out for revenge, and he would have eventually would have found Itachi, killed them, and then came back to the village. He probably would have came back to the village or something, and then you know, or he would have just got weakened into Toby would have came along and told him everything. Oh, you know, stuff like that, and you know, I think that's when, you know, Sasuke still would have been Sasuke. He's like, don't change it about. Like, Sasuke would have been Sasuke, but he would have been more lenient. He would have been more, you know, cooperative and understanding, because, you know, he had people who was there for him, and he never like shunned those people, because it's like for because Sasuke would be traumatized. Like, after everything, Sasuke would have been like traumatized, and he would have needed people to be there for him. He would have needed people to be there for him and to, you know, loosen things up. So you would have seen Sasuke smile a bit, be a little bit happy at times. He would have just, you know, felt that, well, he has this new family, but he still wants to find Itachi and possibly kill him and whatnot. And, you know, after that would have been said and done, you know, he would have been still loyal to the village until he would have learned later on down the road that there was some dark stuff. But he would have been cool with it. He would have been cool. He would have been cool. He would have never would have done everything that he said he was going to do in the show. He would have been a lot cooler. Naruto would have been the one that would have been dark. He would have been dark and stuff. And shoot, I probably would have said that, yeah. Yeah, Naruto would have been dark, and, you know, he probably would have learned a couple of things. Probably would have killed the Orochimaru, because he would have felt like, well, you are trying to use me. You are trying to get this body and whatnot. Probably would have killed them, and then would have been like, you know, I felt that he's lying to me, and there's more that I should know, you know. But I'm telling you, a dark Naruto would have been sick. Not that whole mema crap. Like a legit dark Naruto. Like, just the fact is that Naruto is more darker, and Sasuke's more lenient. He's more lenient, and he's just, you know, a little bit more nicer. Still the same Sasuke. He's still dark at times, but he's still nice, and he's still loyal. He's not just gonna leave and do whatever. Like, if once when he would have gotten the lead of where Itachi was, because Itachi would have gave him like some sort of secret message, he would have left, killed them, came back. Naruto still would have been with Orochimaru, dark, learned new types of jutsus, and hell, I would even go as to say this, he probably would have killed maybe Danzo, or no, he never, probably, maybe, I don't know. Not Danzo. Probably, maybe, no, not Danzo. He probably would have killed Jiraiya. Probably would have killed Jiraiya. Or he would have, I know he would have killed somebody. But, I know, because, like, again, he would have been pissed at the people who have known the information and didn't tell him. He probably would have killed those people. And whatnot. And too, yeah. You know, it would have been the same thing. And then you would have had Sasuke trying to tell Naruto at the final valley, like, you know, loosen up and stuff. And yeah. It would have been no Hinata and Naruto. It probably would have been Karin and Naruto. And then Sasuke and Sakura still would have been the same. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's how it probably would have went. But yeah, if you like what you heard and you heard what you like, please subscribe, share, do all of that wonderful stuff. And I'll catch you later.